Ow! Welcome! Welcome to my tiny tube. I'm standing turtle. Standing tall today. Cooke empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. My given name's Marge. My earth name. My self-appointed name is Standing Turtle. Yeah, so this is my tiny tube. You like my outfit? I like what the shirt does in the camera. It's like, spicy. This is from my old days, from my old life, when I had reasons to dress up and occasions to go. I still have reasons to dress up. I'm suiting up and showing up right here, right now, yeah? And look, no mask. Anyway, let's see. I like it early in the morning. It's Sunday. I've been out for about an hour and a half already. Cat came out for a while, and I didn't want to. He was already in hunting mode, and I didn't want to take that away from him, and I didn't want to have to keep an eye on him either because he was already trying to jump fences. So I'm like, oh, can't do a talk while you're jumping fences. So, it's a wild day, man. My planetary alignments are just like, just hang on, just let go. Hang on, let go, let's go with the flow, you know? Because you just can't really make a whole lot of nothing right now. I'm really trying not to stay on the media. And freaking MSN does this weird thing. I got a Mac, and MSN does this weird thing now. They have like bots, try some new kind of cookie, some kind of crap technology that don't work. You know, you overpay your programmers too much. They're all freaking riddled out on freaking Adderall and stuff, and your shit don't work. But anyway, what a perfect example I am. Anyway, it tries to download an imaging file every time I go to MSN now. And then if I go on just on the homepage and it's like a ask or like get user ID DMG file, and it just goes into my download file. And I noticed it the other day because I'm like, what is that? It's starting to download. I don't like when things download without my permission. I like being in control of my own ship and my own, and I'm all for, if it's for the better good, but don't do stuff without my permission. Just like when my wireless goes to an unsecured, I didn't tell you to do that. Who's giving you that authority? I'm not. This is my machine. This is my laptop. I pay for the space. I don't go to creepy, pervy places. I self-govern because I don't hurt other people, and people that hurt other people like to make a lot of rules to keep people safe. And people got to remember when people are pointing fingers at people, and I got to remember the same thing. When you're doing this, 1, 2, 3, pointing back at you. You spot it, you got it. You spot it, you got it, man. You calling out people for what they are. I do the same thing because I recognize my ego in every single being. Mom and I were talking this morning over our scrambled eggs and broccoli, little trees, and we were like, I said, Mom, I said, people are just waking up to their spirit, and it's scaring the shit out of them because they don't really know what the vibration of love is, and I can relate because I don't know what the vibration of love was. Not until I thought it was like up here. And for people like me with my endocrine system and my sensitivities, I mean, I was born sensitive, trying to adapt into a world. As my whole life has been adapting, into a world that says, oh, everybody's welcome, everybody's included. I was never included. I was so I always played by myself and used my imagination, My origin story, that's what my tube is. It's my origin story. Only thing is, like, I'm Heyoka. I think of other paradigms, other storylines, because, whether it's Greek mythology, whether it's folklore, whether it's Arthur, Knights of the Round Table, or, the reindeer, Rudolph the reindeer, they're all telling the same stories of the planets and the stars. It's all the science. It's the first science. Astrology, astronomy, just got covered up, buried, because, well, some greedy, freaking creepy crawlers decided to go down the monetary route instead. You know, they always have a chance to live from their heart, and yet they strive to live from their ego, chasing that ego, that swinging ego. I don't care about egos. I see the purpose they serve, but when people let them run the show, then it ain't fun. I don't want to play no more. So people are waking up, and you know, we all live the same. And it started because we were talking about the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records. Mom said, "What's the Akashic Record?" I said, "Well, it depends on your perspective, but from where I sit, the way I look at it, to me, it's like the library. The library where all the avatars go, all the life experiences, all the things that have ever been, every vision that's ever been perceived by a perceiver has been written down in the Akashic Record Library." That's how I look at it. And the trickster part of it is that we are just one spirit, like one little mirror on the disco ball of mass source. And so how we show up in life is the reflection of the vibration of that. And then our world, how we reflect out, is supposed to come back to us. But I'm not that smart to be able to find the people like me. I don't know where to find people like me. Mom says, "You're 1 in a million." I'm like, "Where are the other million? I need to find another one." So the Akashic, and so we all have the same experiences. When I take my experiences out and I get angry at people and I get frustrated, and if I meet them with anything aside from love, a higher vibration, I'm just going down to their low vibe. Mom says, people I've heard that my whole life, don't go down to their level. But what does that mean? Don't go down their vibration. What does it mean to me? Because things mean different things to different people all the time. Like, I talk about things in matters of facts because I'm not emotionally attached to the experiences in the facts and the matters in which I'm speaking. Tracking? Sometimes I talk in circles. I usually kind of have a way to swinging it back around again. So people are, you know, and I didn't know what love was, and it was I had a cat that taught me that was literally inbred. Its mom and dad were brother and sister, and I swear to God, every time I pet this cat and I would love on this cat, it would just get hostile and more aggressive. And then that's when I'm like, shit, you know, I started looking at my behavior. I'm like, shoot, every time somebody tries to be like sweet to me, I do things to see if they really mean it or if they want something, and usually they just want something. It's just how it goes. Everything has its, you know, boiling point. It's where it reaches its alchemy, where it gets so uncomfortable, like the little teapot, short and stout. That was me. People used to make me do that because I was the little retarded kid and they could just laugh at me and it was funny. They'd, "Oh, do it again. Hey, look, watch this. Marge, do that teapot thing that you do." Because I was a little fat kid. And so, you know, and I thought I was just making them happy and they were laughing with me. So what I did is I just started taking in data. I started researching everything. I started looking into everything, and then everything that I researched all said the same thing: is you got to get quiet and you got to meditate and you got to go within, and that's the only way you're going to get the answers there, Marjo. And I was like, how the fuck do you meditate? How do you meditate? And I was in like recovery programs and stuff for freaking 13 years, hung out with some, you know, rock stars in recovery, really, and learned a lot. And I learned by their examples. Some good, some fucking not. More not good examples of how I didn't want to be. But I always suited up and I always suited up and showed up. Even if I just swung in and swung out, you know. So I witnessed a lot. I count for a lot of, you know, life experience. And I don't see a whole lot of other life experiences out there from any of the freaking... I've been watching Psychic Kids. Last night I watched a few episodes of Psychic Kids, and I'm just like, man, that's all I want to do is mentor people. It's just to get them to understand that we are just all energy, and that when you get in bad feelings, that you can tell your mind to pull yourself out of those bad feelings at any given time. it's what you think about. You know, when people are sad, usually they just keep thinking about sad stuff, and they just say stay sad, and they don't know that what they got to do. Trees just came on. I freaking love 21 Pilots, man. I'm a fan of 21 Pilots. I would love to dance with them on their stage. That would be a plot twist if they turned out to be one of the bad guys. I would be like, you got me. I really thought you guys were, you know, I think they are. I believe they are. I think there's something good that came out of Cleveland, Ohio. They they raise my vibe, you know. I fucking love music, man. All this music that, you know, I've been trying to share a lot of old music from, you know, when I was growing up and the stuff that I listened to, because I listened to like the, you know, they weren't guys that I'd hang out with, but the Four Seasons. My favorite ever all time is Sam Cooke. He's my favorite singer of all time, you know, and his spirit is around. You know, it's people like Jesus Christ ain't a dude, he's a frequency, man. He's a heart space. He's a, and when you start acting like that heart space, then you want to do things that JC does. Like, I wash mom's, we have pedicure days because feet are important, and the taking care of feet is very important to elderly people. And so we have pedicure days, and I soak her feet, and I wash her feet, and I tend to her nails, and I make sure that there's not any abrasions, you know, that her socks are dry. And I'm looking at this because if you do the maintenance to take care of things, you know, because I've seen freaking nasty stuff on the internet just from sores getting out of hand, you know. So I'm cognizant of this stuff. I've been taking care of her a long time, you know, and sometimes I get in the mindset of how I want to take care of her and where we are in life, and they don't match, and sometimes I get down on myself. Do better, do better, do better, do better. And then I know about divine time, and I know that no matter how hard I tried, that some things just ain't gonna happen and work out for me like I want them to in my third eye. So, you know, I just got to keep trying different things, and I keep trying different things while working from home, you know. But I'm not ready to be received yet. But Mercury just is going direct today, and I already danced it out this morning, and you know, I'm already doing the things that I need to do to take the next right action, you know, and shoot, every day I can live different than I used to, then I'm in good standing. What if the only way out the feeling is to feel the feeling? No, I feel the feeling. Watch some of my videos, two of my videos yesterday. I freaking cry like a baby all the time. Thank you for bringing that up because I wanted to talk about that yesterday. You gotta let that stuff flow. Feel it. Feel it. Cry. I cry. I've been crying. I go through periods like the last, because I got Cancer rising, and I got Cancer in my first and second house, and I got Capricorn in my seventh and eighth, and my emotions are everywhere. And see, I was always just focused on Aries Sun the first part of my life, the masculine sign of doing the right thing, you know, and all that stuff, you know, that wounded warrior shit, you know. And I didn't have a lot of good male examples. I did have some, just enough when I needed. The one that taught me lessons of like being, you know, that were respectful to women. Think about how many men just are not respect, or they act like they are, and then behind the lady's back, they're just like, I ain't fucking do this, man. You know, and it's just like, that ain't respectful, you know. If you're gonna respectful, you're gonna do it all the time when people are looking and when they aren't. All this stuff is just like, it's like it's like cosmic, what is that, foosball with the targets with the ball at Chuck E. Cheese, you know? It's like every time you throw a ball in, you know, you're setting a positive attention or a negative attention every single time. So if you're gonna do it for ego, you might score big, but that karma, the ticket, what kind of ticket's gonna come out? A low ticket or a high ticket? You know, there's prizes for both, and the benefits and the rewards for both are freaking amazing. But the high road and the low road, the low road people, I don't like them. So I'm trying to take the high road. It's real. People are like, is it a clip on? I'm like, no, I'm a real Heyoka. I'm all authentic. There ain't a lot of fake about me. I, I see. I used to go to like there'd be conferences and stuff, and then now I'm messing myself up. There'd be conferences and things, and so I girls would go buy a new dress, and I'd be like, I'm going to get me a new bow tie. I was born an old man. So yeah, feel your feelings, man. I cry all the time. I'm always, mom's all, you've always been so sensitive, and I'm like, and I think I'm getting more and more and more sensitive. I don't know what it is, and I'm coming into my heart more, because I always lived in my ego, and it's okay to allow it, and it's okay. Freaking bad things happen, but you can't live there. You can't live there. You can't stay there, and you can't think about the same thoughts, and don't think about the same you know, occurrence, like play the tape over in your head. You can't rewind it and play it over and do all that. You got to you can feel the feelings of, yeah, that sucks. But sometimes you got to take your little, like for me, my little girl, my little Marge, I got a picture of me when I was like 4, and we go back and we sit next to a creek and we talk about stuff. Okay, they did this. Now, how do you want to look at that? Because you could look at it any way you want, but for your better good, how do you want to look at that? A crow just landed above me. Over. How? Welcome to my talk. Yeah, welcome. The wind's gonna start breathing. Yep. See, cooperation is nature's way, and when you're good to earth, the gifts that you get are freaking bountiful. Animals don't come out and hang out around low vibrational people unless they're trying to warn people about someone. Yeah. I'm always looking at like, even if I'm in a city, if somebody's telling me something and a gust of wind comes up from nowhere, I mean, I use everything, everything I'm using is little tells that I've in my DNA, I've captured my Akashic record legend, and my legend is different than yours. So when I see, you know, somebody representing all of these things by the logos of what they wear, because I pay attention to everything. Shoe brand, as far as alignment, and if I'm in alignment with people or not. Because I found the more that you aren't in alignment, people don't care about you. And sometimes they like to toy with you like a cat toys with a mouse. You know what my take on that is? I haven't said that in a while. My take on that is cats are known to, they're full spectrum too. And they can smell fear, is what the word is. And if you smell, and so when they play with the mouse, they're getting that creepy Uncle Joe Biden thing that he does with kids. They're getting that same kind of thing, and it kind of makes them amorous, just like it does Creepy Joe. And I can't believe that dude's still freaking gonna be. People are still buying that whole storyline, huh? I still think there's a left or a right. It's not a circle agreed, but that's cool. Maybe by the end of the year, that's what the astrology says, but here's to hoping. So they smell that fear, right? So they entice and antagonize and stuff. Well, there's I call them no vibers. There's no vibers, human beings that do the same thing, and they just torment people. They just do, and by tormenting them, it's not necessarily doing anything at them. It's just not helping them, or not doing any favors, and saying things. Their common language are things like, "I'm just doing my job." This is like their speak. This is how they speak. They say things like, "I'm just doing my job," or "I have bills to pay. I have a family to feed. I have I have kids that you need to pay for me so that they can go to a college." All that ego stuff, all that stuff that plants your ass on the fucking earth and that does your spirit no goddamn good. No good. It's all speak. People, and the spiritualists that are being busted out, everybody's being busted out. It's 2020, the year of clear vision. That's why I always tell about the shit I do. My dirt. I put it out here on the YouTube, so that way people can't go back and find out about it and say, see what she did? Because I'm accountable for everything I've ever done, good or bad. I made a lot of mistakes. I used to be I'm always a drunk. I'm always just a drink away from a drunk. But I used to not, that was my priority. That was my priority. That's all I cared about is my ego, is living from my ego. And every time I drank the alcohol, it would it literally removes your spirit. It literally replaces alcohol content with the percentage of breath, oxygen in your blood, which is the only thing that animates us, is our breath, is the cooperation between our fire, our all four, earth, fire, water, all four. We're it, man. We are our own earth. Earth is, we are just a micro to the cause, to earth, which is freaking is a living cell organism. So all these cretins, all these government officials that have been bombing countries for years and years and years and years and years, controlling people and killing people for, you're bombing, you're hurting the earth as a being, and there's fucking hell to pay in that karma, dude. That's why that's how civilizations get wiped out. That's why the poles flip. Nope, hourglass. The earth is like an hourglass. Nope, still living for me. Go do over. Nope, still being a dick. Nope, still chasing sensations. Still raping kids. Still drinking goat's blood. Nope, can't get it right. All you gotta do is be good to each other. All you gotta do is make sure everybody has enough. But people freaking have to fucking chase sensations and swing their dicks and all that shit. Watch football. All that stuff. All that massage. All of it. All of it. Anything that takes somebody away from the acknowledgement of their spirit. Because when you realize that your spirit exists, none of that stuff matters. No overhead, pamphlets, signs, Office Depot stock, third quarter year endings, none of that shit matters. None of it does. When people are authentically tuned into their spirit. And we're just seeing that a lot of people have been talking like that's how it's been, but the reality is, I want to see K. Pacha's response to his perviness. I knew the dude was a perv. That's why the dude's a creep. And I remember one time he saw something in my chat and I was like, hey, Oka, hey, any hey, Oka in here? And he was like, ooh, no. Not at all, third eye. No. No, nothing like that here. And it was weird. It was weird. And I was like, oh, all right. And then when he found out recently, oh, I'm a Virgo, not a this makes that. I'm just like, dude. Dudes how come, and people follow like masses of masses. And I say I'm Heyoka. I read energy. People lie. People lie about who they are every day. Look at all the people who lie about freaking who they are. It's funny. You see the same storylines in because people live the same patterns. Because people have their astrology and they all live the same pattern. So, every 18 months or so, freaking Will and Jade, I don't give a fuck about either of them, really. But I just always remember seeing things like, oh, no, there's nothing wrong with our marriage. We're solid. We're always solid. They always say that. And then now, freaking, yes, I did step out. No, there were, it's after the fact. That's why I speak on my shit. I made a mistake. I ain't never cheated on nobody in my whole entire life. I don't have that vibrational frequency or not. Never cheated on it. So think about every human being on the face. I'm not even talking about like emotionally cheating. When I don't even think about other people when I'm in a relate. I'm like, I am the most monogamous. It's stupid how people don't want to date me because I'm too monogamous. So no, I'm too much. I'm just too much. People, I'm just not. I ain't the dating time. I ain't the dating kind. Stupid. People act away and then they get some sort of golden ring that they want and then they start acting how they really are, and I'm just like, let's just get there. Let's just tell me the freaking worst thing you ever done, and then I'll determine if I can live with knowing somebody that can do that or not. And people are surprised. I got a Scorpio moon. You could be surprised what I could live with. But you don't do kids. You don't hurt animals. There are some pretty, basic principles, guidelines, that universal laws that I like to follow. And if other people are following, too busy about making up man-made laws and all that shit, then I ain't into it. My world is very small. And I don't mind. I don't mind one bit. Yeah, fuck what other people see as bad. Fuck them. Fuck it, what everybody. That's the thing that I'm like, fuck. What is their life experience? You know, people that don't have never these fucking bureaucrats that have never ever changed their own tire. They've never ran out of gas. They've never gone hungry. They were never given the choice. You know, they never had to spend freaking 12 hours on a Greyhound bus every Christmas for 7 years. I mean, what have they ever gone without? Yet they take from people all the time. They take, and they tell them they're not worth it. You know why? Because they're always told that they weren't worth it. So they feel very, very small. So in order to make themselves feel bigger, I'm bigger than you, so I'm going to work at the DMV, and I'm just going to not help you because, oh, I need this form. Oh, too bad this one isn't. You need to go back, refill it out, and do it again because all I know is I'm going to go home and end up eating or drinking my feelings anyway. So I feel like if I make you dance like a puppet, then that'll make me feel better later when I think about, look what I made them do. Does that make sense? People are control freaks, man. People are control freaks. They like to hurt people, and I don't like to hurt people, man. My endocrine system, it's like when I'm a dick, I'm just like, bad thing. See, I'm clowning around, stuff gets hurt, you know. But that's the thing, is now it's just like, I can't be a dick. And I gotta keep my energy field down here. And I don't like it. What kind of bird was that just landed there? I'll be right back. That was, I think it was... I almost think it was one of the ducks that I haven't seen in a while, but he went down into the creek. I ain't trying to do all that. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, it's like, you know, it's 11:11. That's cool. Yeah. And I want to, because that was my first gut reaction for years and years, is because people are always a dick to me, so I'll just freaking go right there, just so they'll leave me alone. Just like, you don't want to mess with me. Just leave me alone. You know, and it's like, at this point, it's like, are you here to help me, or are you going to hinder my life? And mostly people want a hindrance, because everybody, everywhere I look, it's like, and I'm like, it's freedom of choice. That's what I bitch about. Freedom of choice. It's freedom of choice. They're not having it. And people that don't ever follow rules have no business making them. And people that freaking, you know, keep paying themselves freaking thousands of dollars a month. I can't even imagine, like, every month, oh, there it is, another $10,000, $12,000 there. And all I do is write letters every day and create dissidents in a nation and not really help anyone, and just create more offices and divisions so my buddy can have a job, and then they can do their stupid little science project, pet project, you know, land of management, bureau, whatever, you know, CIA, whatever label, logo they want to make. Now they want to rebrand the military. Let's rename all the bases, and then, you know how much... And then we'll just make the people that don't have anything pay for it, and then the crack society get wider and wider, and then the people get more and more mad and go, why can't we just have what we, you know, what we deserve, what we're worth? I mean, I literally have the fucking ability of goddamn telekinesis. How come that doesn't get me like $1,000 direct deposit every month? I mean, they've taken people for years and done studies on people for that. Why can't I just be fucking paid for having them? You know? I don't think Katie Brown, governor of fucking Oregon, has that ability. I don't think she can read people's energy. I don't think, see, that's the thing, is people like them don't like people like me that read people's energy. Because we are accurate. I have been accurate. I'm not wrong. I ain't nobody 100%. I'm wrong. Because people can't, and people are fucking good liars. And I've been duped by some good freaking people, from some good liars. But I learned from every single one of them. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, heyoka. So, now here comes the noise. Here comes the lawnmowers. Here comes the cleanup of the yards that nobody ever spends their time in. They're just cognitive dissidents to make sure that everything's tidy and looks okay. See the weeds? I weed whacked yesterday. But I left the ones for the city. I left you can't, it's too bright. That's all weeds. They're taller than me. They're taller than me, you know, because they're gonna come back and get all this stuff. This is the thing, is they put people through hoops and make them dance like little fucking puppets because they're small little freaking bureaucrats, and then they can't follow through with what they say, you know. So maybe the world I just keep imagining the world where like first responders and all these police are gonna start meditating. They're gonna start meditating and getting zen, and then when they start doing that, they'll put the fucking spoon down, and then they'll get out with their families and walk with them and stuff, you know, and they'll start coming more into their spirit. Because I just keep looking, oh, look at all these nurses, look at all these doctors, look at all these wonderful people doing all these I'm like, look at all those unhealthy goddamn people, man. I see a lot of unhealthy people. I see a lot of people that are making bad choices in their lives, and then they feel bad about themselves, and when they feel bad about themselves, they take that out into the world. Then I gotta deal with their fucking bad shit. And I'm just trying to have some fun in my life. So, anyway, what are you gonna do? For a spirit, life is a spectator sport. For a human being, I don't know, I tried. Society doesn't want me a part of it. It just keeps telling me no. Hey, can I join your club? Hey, can I work here? Hey, can I be a part of this? Hey, can I be a part of this? I got this ideas. I got this I can bring to the table. I can bring this to the table. I was an age ranger in the Air Force. I'm an IT professional. You know, I've worked as big companies and universities. You know, I have all these skills. Just let me bring it to the table. And people just keep saying, no, we don't want you at our table because you're too broad. You don't act like a lady. Suck my dick. I ain't never acted like a lady. What's a lady act like? What does a lady act like? Somebody give me a definition of how a lady, and all the definitions of your interpretation of what a lady is supposed to look like, because I don't put my hands on people out of anger. Never have. Just like I never cheated on anybody, never put my hands out of anger unless it was self-defense. Never grope somebody, to put myself on somebody. I tried to kiss a couple girls when I was drunk one time, embarrassed myself so bad, quit doing that. So now I don't even ever make the first move anymore. So tell me, how is a lady supposed to act? I don't steal. I don't cheat. It's not that I don't pay my bills because I don't want to. It's just because I have choices that I have to make, like feed my dogs instead of having water. But hey, other people don't know what it's like to have choices like that, because they have family or someone to fucking bail them out all the time. I never had nobody bail me out because I always took care of Mom. Always had to. I knew from the time I was 5 years old, you're there. She's gonna be in a home one day, and she was already adopted and came from an orphanage, and I'm like, I ain't putting her back in that vibration, not on my watch. Even if it kills me, I'll do whatever I can. And with my endocrine system, with my nervous system, who knows? It just might, you know. But anyway, I got a higher power that I plug into every day. I meditate just about an hour every day. You know, I eat healthy. I take, you know, proper nutrients. I don't eat a lot of poison. Sometimes I eat food because that's the only thing that I got to break up my day. The difference to break up my day is food, you know, variety of food, you know, and I don't even have the freaking, I don't even get to cook the way I want to, but I know that it's coming. I know it's coming. I know the good things are coming. You know, that's the thing is with my freaking, I know things are coming, and then I get antsy, and then I freaking explode, and then I blow up my life, and I'm trying to do things different, so that's about all I got for now. I hope you have a rad